Okay, now we're going to do some more examples. So again, I have an input-output table here. So this would be my x values and my y values. My domain is always the x values, so my domain from least to greatest would be -3. Notice -3 repeats, but we're only going to list it once. -2, -2 also repeats, so we'll list it once, and -1. My range or my output values, -6, -5, 7, 8, and 14. Remember, least to greatest. Now, is this a function? Well, do any of my x values repeat? Yeah, I have a -3 that repeats. So here, -3 goes to 7. But down here, -3 also goes to 5. So since -3 goes to 2 distinct y values, this is not a function. Here's another way to represent a relationship. Here I've got my inputs and my outputs. So my domain for this function or this relationship would be 11, 12, and 13. While my outputs or my range is -8, -5. Oh, do I need to list -5? I don't need to list -5. Look, -5 doesn't have any values that map to it. So -5 is not actually part of my range. Instead, I'm going to have -8, -2, and 1. Now, is this a function? Well, if I'm looking here, I've got 12 listed twice, but both of these 12s go to 1. So that's actually just the same value, the same point repeated twice. So this is a function. Every x value goes to one y value. Let's take a look at example D. Example D, I've got a list of points. Let's see if we can find my domain. The domain are my x values. So I'll have 2, 4, 6, and 8. While my range are my y values. Look here, they're all the same, so it's -9.5. Is this a function? What do you guys think? Well, every x value goes to one y value. It does happen to be the same y value, but that's okay. This is still a function. What would be a point I could add to this to make it not a function? Well, if I added the point 8, 2, that would make it not a function because then 8 would go to both -9.5 and 2. That's what it would have to look like to not be a function. Let's try one more example. Here I've got another list of points, so we're going to do our domain. Our domain are my x values from least to greatest, -2, 1, 3, 5, 16. While my range are my y values from least to greatest, or -4, 0, and 5. Okay, what do we think here? Function or not a function? Are any of the x values repeating? No, so this is a function.